Alright guys, welcome back to another great video. I am your presenter, Lennox Penny. My number is 5492161. Before we begin guys, what I want you guys to share this video with your teacher so they can share it with your classmates. Share it with your friends. Just share it guys. Share it on social media. Few days away, I want to help as many persons as I possibly can. Now the requests and something has been overwhelming, so I'm doing my part, so you guys have to assist me by sharing. All right, let's go. So it says given that f of x is equal to 4x minus 7 and g of x is equal to 3x plus 1 divided by 2, determine the values of first g0. So what we're going to do, we're going to plug 0 in g first. So let's do that. It's 3x plus 1 over 2. So we're going to replace it with x with 0, and we can work it from there. For everyone feeling about the exam, let's go, let's go. So this is going to give us 3 times 0 is 0 plus 1 over 2. So this works out to a half, because 0 plus 1 is 1. Alright, so let's work out for G5. But remember, they said we have to add them. So we're gonna replace x with 5 now. Very easy, very straightforward. Nothing too much to fuss about. So it's 3, we insert 5 plus 1. And then we divide that 2. So 3, 5, 15. 15 plus 1. Which gives us 16 divided by 2. Which works out to 8. So now all we're doing is adding a half to 8. So that gives us 8 and a half. And that will give us full marks. If you're just joining, please show your please ensure share the video guys. Come on. You didn't have to like that one here, but just share it. Please. I want to get it to all the kids struggling. Alright, let's go, let's go. So they ask us to find FG5. Let's recall what X was and what F was and what G was. Let's go, let's go. So f of x was, hit the like button if you're just joining. Share with your friends guys, share with your friends, share with your classmates. Let's go. We're all in this thing together. What you guys say? And g of x was 3x plus 1 divided by 2. Now I've done this so many times on my channel. What you do first, you check the last function. So we combine the two functions. So write back all of the last function. So in this case it's g. So it's going to be 3x plus 1 over 2. This become your x now in writing back f. Now f says, change the color. F says 4x. So this is our x in f. So it's 4x minus 7. Alright, so I just want to make this clear. Just multiply the top. Running. No man, it's fine. That's it. Oh, yeah, me know. Alright guys, so as I say, we're gonna multiply it up. So 4 times 3 would give us 12x. 4 times 1, 4. Remember guys, you're encouraged to work out the videos work out the questions as the video go along, alright? So you can test yourself on your speed and stuff. So we have 4x, 4 minus 7, that's the only like terms. So we don't trouble the x. So 4 minus 7 gives us minus 3 over 2. But remember, we are not finished yet because they did say that we are supposed to put 5 in the function after we combine it. So it will be 12 multiplied by 5. So how do we just put 5 there? Minus 3 and then we divide by 2. So 12 times 5 is 60. 60 minus 3 over 2. So we subtract first. That gives us 57 over 2. Then we can divide. Just punch it in. As simple as it is, just punch it in a calculator to save time. Alright. And that gives us 28 and a half or 28.5. So for FG, it would work out. FG5, it would work out too. Alright, so let's proceed and see what else we have in store. Alright, so here it asks us to find the inverse of f. So f of x is equal to 4x minus 7, and it asks us to find the inverse. The inverse means we're going to take the opposite of whatever is happening. Alright, so let's change it function to y. I've done this so many times, still I'm doing it. Everybody get it. Next, we interchange y for x and x for y. So where x is, we put y, where y is, we put x. Alright, so after we get to this stage now, guys, what we're going to be doing is to solve for y. We're going to make y the subject of the formula. So we do the inverse, so this is plus 7. That's taking the inverse of minus 7. Anything added to one side, do to the next side. And so now we are left with 4y. Right? So now we are saying 4 times y. So again, the inverse or the opposite of multiplying by 4, which is to divide by 4. All we have to do is just simply divide by 4. Now we have y by itself, and that represents inverse of f. So we rewrite it, f of f, inverse of f is equal to x plus 7 divided by 4. And that would be our answer. Alright, so, and guys, if they give you a number right here, for example, oh, see them do it there, 1. I didn't see it here. Oh god. Good thing I was making the point. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna substitute. I didn't see the 1, you know. We're gonna substitute 1 in the equation now. So anywhere we see x, we put 1. So this is what we have so far. X plus 7 divided by 4. And again, x is 1. So you want to know what when 1 is in the function, what does the function give you? Alright. And this gives you 1 plus 7 is equal to 8. And then we divide by 2. So our final answer would be 4. As I say, I didn't see it. Alright. So far so good, guys. How are you feeling about the exam? Did you guys share it? Come on, guys. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm really happy about this one because a number of students say, sir, I don't know how to do gradient. So here we go. It says if p is equal to 6 minus 1, q is equal to 2, 7, and these are the endpoints of a line segment PQ, determine the gradient of the line PQ. So what it is now, gradient is just the slope of the line. So let me just rewrite this as a top. So we have 6, negative 1. Get some space because I want it to be space. Alright, so for each point, it have a x and a y coordinate, right? So call that an ordered pair. So what it is, this is the x value. So I'm going to call this one to differentiate them. I'm going to call it x1 and this one y1. We could have named this one x1 and this one y2, right? But it doesn't matter as long as you have x1 and y1 together. So we have x2 and y2. And remember, to get the gradient, it's a change in y over the change in x. So what it is, it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So work out that, guys, and tell me what you guys type what you get in the comment section. You have 30 seconds to do that. Starting now. Let's go. Let's go. There's no time to waste, guys. Let's go. Guys, if you have hit the like button, you need to do so now. Hit the like button. Come on, guys. Alright. What did you guys get? Alright. So all we're doing is just substituting. And please remember that for exam, so we have 7, which is y2, minus 1. That's a very common error. Students left off the negative 1. Alright, x2 is 2, so it's 2 minus 6. So I could break back down this now, as I mean, where I say 7. These become positive because you have 2 negative. So this become positive. But this one, 2 minus 6, the 6 is bigger, so it's going to give us a negative 4. So we subtract. So let's block it down now. It's going to be 7 plus 2, which is 8. 7 plus 1, 8 rather, divided by negative 4. And then we divide 8 by 4, which gives us negative 2. So the gradient of the slope, or the slope of the line, would be negative 2. Alright? Hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Let's go. Alright, so they ask us now to find the coordinates of the midpoint. So let's recall what the value of P was. 6, negative 1. And Q was 2, 7. So in order to find the midpoint of the coordinate of the midpoint, what it is, we need to find halfway between the x points. So let us name this one x1 again, this one y1, this one x2, this one y2. So as I said, it's the midpoint, so it's halfway between the x coordinates. So it's going to be x1 plus x2 divided by 2. Similarly, we're going to find for the y, it's y1 plus y2. Right. So x1 is 6, so we put in our 6. And 6 plus 2, since that's x2 right here. And then we have negative 1 plus 7 divided by 2. Space cannot limited. Anyway, this works out to 8 over 2 negatives 1 plus 7 is going to give us 6 over 2. So the coordinate of the midpoint would be 8 divided by 2, which is 4. And then this one now is going to be 3. So that will be our answer. And then I've got an additional 2 marks for that. Let's go. Who got that correct? this one now, it asks for the equation of the perpendicular bisector. Alright, so to find that, we already calculated the gradient. So let me just recall the gradient was a negative 2. We need to go back up a bit. Yeah, man, it was negative 2. Yeah, let me go up to sure. What's the gradient? We already calculated the gradient. Oh, yeah, it was negative 2. So the gradient is negative 2. And the midpoint, we need all of this, right? So look at us right here. We need it, right? The midpoint is 4, 3. So the equation of the perpendicular bisector is the line that basically cuts it, right? So what we need now, we have the gradient and everything already. So we're going to take a negative reciprocal of this. So a negative reciprocal. So as this is, it's 2 over 1, right? So we're going to take a negative reciprocal. So we flip it and take a negative of it, right? So this works out to negative 1 over negative 2. So for this part, it works out to positive a half or 0.5. So now we're gonna take this point here. This is the x value, and this is the y value. So y is 3. So let's rewrite this now. So it's y minus 3 equal to the gradient was what? 0.5. I could use 0.5. I think it's easier. Right, this is probably, you guys, this is the formula we put in it, alright? So all we're doing is just substitute. Alright, so y minus 3, the gradient was 0.5. Then we have x. The value of x is 4, so we say minus 4. Alright, let's expand the bracket now. 0.5 times that is 0.5x. 0.5 times negative 2 would be minus 2. Basically half, right? And we have y minus 3. So all we need to do now is just solve for y, make y the subject. So we'll get rid of this minus 3 by adding 3 to both sides. So we have minus 3, this is a plus 3. So we add 3 to this side also. So it's 0.5x minus 2 plus this 3 that we add right here. So this would be the equation of the perpendicular bisector. Why this the right answer? So this now would be 0.5x, which is the gradient, and this work out to plus 1. So that would be the equation right the video, guys. Let's go. Right, so you know the sequence already. Some of our students expressed that they are worried about the sequence, but I was telling them there's no need to worry about the sequence, guys. You can always figure out the sequence. Alright. So what I'm gonna be doing is to just look at the pattern. So we have 1, right? Next is like this, you have this. Next is like them add them here around it, right? See, I wish I use a different color. them add them their own basically. So we're gonna see how what then do to the next one. So them add 3 round 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so this was 1. So this and this. Let us frame out that one here. What we have, right? So figure 2. So you see all I'm doing is just adding one, you see? So if we just, we're not gonna draw it because I'm not good at drawing, guys, and you guys probably realize that. So I'm just gonna add 1. You guys can draw it. So that should be the pattern of figure 4. Let's add 1, add 1. So this would be figure 4. Alright. It says study the pattern of numbers in each row of the table below. Each row relates to one of the figures in the sequence. Some rows have been included in the table. Alright, I've shown you guys how I do it. I don't know if there's a particular order that you must do, but I have a method that I use it and it works every time. What I do, I always use this one, right? So to get the number of squares, what I look at the difference. So the difference between this and this is 4, and I check. So I know that there's some multiplying by 4, right? So what I do, I use the first one, do an operation, I don't know what exactly, but then I look at the result, right? So what it is, you're supposed to get 1. So the first one is 1, so 4 ones are 4. What we need to do to get 1 is 4. We can subtract 3, right? So what I do, I say, okay, it's 3. It's 4n minus 3. And what I do now, I check this one, if it works. 4n, n will be 2, minus 3, and check if I get their answer. If I get the answer, I know that it's correct. So 4 2 is 8, minus 3, that gives me 5. Alright, I can even go further and say, check the next one. If you want to code it early, 4 times 3 minus 3, that's supposed to give me their number. So 4 3 is 12, minus 3, and that gives me 9. So there and then I say, yeah, I know that is correct. So for this one, it will be 4 times n. So what I do, I just mechanically note of it, 4n minus 3. Alright, and I do the same thing for this one now. So what I look at is the first one, right? What's the difference between this and this? This is plus 8. Let's see if it's continuous. This is plus 8, right? So what I know that they are multiplying by 8. So I say 8n, do an operation and it equals 4, right? N is 1, so you have 8 times 1. This is how I do to find the first one here. 8 ones 8. So what you can do with 8 to get 4, right? You subtract 4. So let's see if it's consistent throughout. 8 times 2 is 16, minus 4 gives you 12. Check that one here now. 8 times 3, 24. 24 minus 4 gives you 20. So that's the one where it's correct. So what I do, I make a note of it. 8n. I don't know if it's n then one for you, but I just put 8n minus 4. So I'm going to say this of it, this, and this of it. So this is a special request by my students who are saying that they're not sure how to figure out that one. That puzzle is not their issue, guys. Alright. So I'm going to put things into perspective now and clear up some of them here because they don't know why the speeds. Do the rough work. Big up everybody who like my video. Big up everybody who share my video. All of them are each of them who encourage me along the way. Thank you guys so much. Big up everybody. Don't know, more love, more everything, more everything. Let's go. Alright, so we only figure out this, and I think that's the key, guys. Once you're able to figure out them here, then everything is a cakewalk. So I'm going to fill up the table now with whatever. Alright, so them give me 4, and we're supposed to fill out all of them here. So just remember, we had calculated how they get this, right? Right there. The answer part. Alright, it's some closer. 4n, and I need to remember this. So it's 4n minus 3, and for this one, 8n minus 4. Alright, so we have 4, we are working with 4, so it's 4 times n, which is 4 minus 3. So 4 times 4, that's 16, minus 3, so 13. Alright, so this one works out to 13. Alright, so if we work out this one now, which is 8n minus 4. 8n minus 4. So we know that n is going to be 4 for this. So it's 8 times 4, which is 32, minus 4. So this works out to 28. And you can basically say add 8. That's how you can look at it. You don't know the formula. Because it's the one that comes directly after, right? So you could just say add 4 to this, 9 plus 4. See? Or what you can do, you know, guys, if you don't really know the pattern, you can literally just keep doing it until you get the numbers, you know. So you keep adding 8, you know, so that after you pick, add the next 8, and you can continue. Alright, but because we know what to do, to solve for this one, they say this must equal to 45, so we're supposed to find this and then find this. Now we can find it based off of this formula. So we know say 4n minus 3 must equal to 45, because we want to find out what n is. So this is minus 3, we take the inverse, so we add it, so that's going to give us 4n equal 48. And of course, we divide by 4, and that will give us the n, which is the number that goes here. So 12, 48 divided by 12, 2. 48 divided by 4, 24, 1, 2, so that's 12. So we know the formula for this is 8 times 12. 8, 12 over 96. So it's 96. And I don't want to mark up the table. It's 96 minus 4. So we multiply this times 8, which works out to 92. So for this part, it will be 92. Like the video, guys, we are teaching how to get all per marks. So now we have 30. We just do the same thing, right? For 30, it would be 4 times 30, which is 120, and minus 3. So that's a 117. And I don't want to mess up the table, I don't know why, but I'm keeping it clean. Alright, and for this one now, we do the same thing. So it's going to be 8 times 30. 8 times 30, or 8 3 is 240, so it's 240 minus 4. So 8 0, 8 3 is 24. So it's 240 minus the 4, which gives us 236. So there we have it. 8 marks, you know, guys. I forgot hard for when to get that 8 marks. Alright. I forgot hard. Hit the like button, guys. And for the final something, we actually work out this already, but it's just for formality. Let us put it in. So as I said, it will be 4n minus 3 and 8n minus 4. And that will give us a total of 8, 1, 2, 3, 4. A total of 4 marks. Alright, let's move on. Oh my god, guys, I've searched so long for the the inverse proportional. Most times I've done the direct because they are most frequent. So finally, I found one of these. All right. So it says the table below shows the pairs of values for x and y, where y is inversely proportional to x. Express y in terms of x and as a constant. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna just write, right? So what we write is say to y inversely proportional. So there's some constant k, and then we have 1 over x. So this is what they ask us to do. You can make them ask, and you get 1 mark for that. So now they say calculate the value of k. Alright, so to calculate the constant k, it's very easy. You just use either this or this. One, because 2 of them is given, so we can use it. I'm going to use the 3, 2. So what it is, write it back. Y is inversely proportional to x. Alright, so what we're going to be doing now is to put the number x, y are 2, so we have 2 right here, inversely. We don't know what k is, but we know say it's supposed to be 1 over 3. So from here we can solve for k. So we could easily say k times 1 is k. So this is going to be 2. K times 1 gives us k over 3, right? And we know of it already. We are divided by 3, we take the inverse, which is times by 3. Everything we do to one side, we do to the next side. So what this is saying, k would be equal to 2 times 3, which is 1 mark for that. What? Seriously, see, say? So k, the constant k is 6. And from there, we can find all of them. Alright, so I say determine the values of a and b. So what we're just going to do, we're going to use k in our formula now. We could find a first, right? So these are a. So we have y inversely proportional to that. Alright, boom now. Then this is to the square of x, that's square this, obviously, alright? So now we don't know x, but we know y is 1.2. So we come, so boom, 1.2. Just a substitute. We know k is 6, and we calculated that, right? So put the 6 there, and then we put 1 over x. And of course, we have to use the calculator. So this is 1.2. So this will give us 6 times 1, 6 over x. So now we're just going to cross multiply. So it's going to be 1.2 x times 1.2. So this gives me 1.2 x equal to 6. And then we divide by 1.2. As I want to get the value of x by itself. Just report that on the calculator. So 6 divided by 1.2, which is 5. So for a, that works out to 5. Alright, let's work out for this one now, which is b. So b, we are finding the value for y. So we don't know y. Can we do that use it over the spacer? So we don't know what is y. I'm right back, as some persons probably not see it. Y inversely proportional to x. Alright, boom. We know y to be, we don't know y, so we leave out that. You can just put y. Alright, we know it's a k of 6, so we put in that. And they told us right here that it's 1 over, so this now is 1 over 20, because the x is 20, right? So this means it's gonna be 616 over 20. And we can work it out from there. Which work out to 0.1. This work out to 0.1. And guys, you could have checked for this one to, if you come back to the 4. Let me show you how you do that. Alright, so I'm going to clear off this, show you guys how that. As what it is, guys, as x increases, y is decreasing. You see that? The bigger x get, the smaller y gets. So that's what it is. Alright, let me show you something. We could have calculated it for this one, because they give us both of them. Normally they don't, so I'm going to do it. Alright, I'm going to use the 1.5 to get the 4. Just to show you guys. For practice doesn't hurt you, guys. Don't be lazy, See, some Mr. Benita hard work. I care about views, we just care about who are you know what I'm saying? Alright, so let's go. So we say y inverse. I'm going to pretend that we never know so this of 4. I'm going to use the 1.5 and see. So it's 1.k over 1 over x. So we know say y are 1.5 in this case. So it's 1.5 that constant was 6. We don't know what is x, so we're going to put 1 over x, right? Alright, so this now is the 6 over x when we break it down. And that equals 1.5. So cross multiply, so it will be 1.5x equals 6. And from there we solve the x by dividing by 1.5. So divide 6 by 1.5 and we get the 4. That's how they get the 4. Alright. So you could have do it from this angle too. Alright guys, so on to a graph, and it says the diagram below shows the graph of the function f of x is equal to x squared minus 6x plus 8 for the values of x from 0 to 6. Alright, so there's our graph, and I love to do the graphs for you guys. Alright, so let's say this. Use a graph to solve the equation x squared minus that equals 0. All we're doing is finding these values, right? Because when it equals to 0, it touches the x-axis. So it would be x equal positive 2 and x equal positive 4. So using the graph, I'm going to do it the other way also, just to show persons. If them change it up, right? So let's go. So what it is, we're going to just factorize this, right? Make it up first. So these would be the solutions, 4 and 2, using the graph. So I'm going to use another method now. So I would factorize, right? So it would be x squared times 8, which gives us 8x squared, using the factor method. Shall try to we can work first, I'm going to use the quadratic form. Alright, boom. So list the factors of 8, 1 times 8, 2 times 4. Alright, so yeah, it can work. So we can use 2 and 4 because that can give us the negative 6. But both of them have to be negative. So it's going to be x squared minus 2x minus 4x. That gives us the 6x, right? And then we have plus 8, and that equal to 0. We're going to factorize now. And why not, guys? You already know the answer. I'm just showing you an alternate way in case you're going exam, right? So this now, x is common. X into x squared leave x. And we have minus 2. Boom, done with that one. As the highest number can go into 4 and 8, which is 4. 4 into that leave x. Positive 8 by negative, that gives us negative. Alright. So the two solutions, the x minus 2 x minus 4. But we also know that we're supposed to equate it to 0, both of them, right? And solve for x. So when x minus 2 equals 0, x is equal to positive 2. Alright, remember right now, this was demonstrated already, which is this. This is one of the solutions. And then x minus 4, x equal positive 2. Or I'll add 4 to both sides. So this was already done. They did not ask us to do that. I'm just doing it just in case you guys need it. It says write down the minimum point of in the form xy. So what they want the lowest point on the graph. I discussed this in Saturday class. So the lowest point on the graph, or the minimum, will be right here. So this is the point. Well, this is 0. So this is negative 1, negative 3. Alright, so it would be this point here. Read the x first. So it's 3, and then this come across, which is negative 1. So in the form xy, it will be 3, negative 1, 3, negative 1. Just remember that. So it's 3, negative 1. And that's the minimum turning point on the graph. Alright, so that will be cool. Alright, it says write x squared minus 6x plus 8 in the form where that. Alright, so let's go. We'll do them. So. Alright, so x squared minus that in the form. First, a bracket of the rewrite it first. I'm gonna do this now, guys. One second. So bracket out the x terms first. Opt out any number in front of the x. In this case, it would be 1, right? So it would be x squared minus 6x. So what happened now? We need a third term. We're gonna put a third term in this bracket right here. But it comes with a condition. Find a half of this and square it. So let's go. A half of negative 3, negative 6 would be negative 3, but guess what? We have to square it. So when you square it, it becomes positive 9. Alright? Anything we do to this, if we add 9, so 1 times this is 9, so we have to subtract 9 out here. Alright? And then now we factorize this. So it would be, let's do it a long way. X times that gives us 9x squared. List the factors of 9, so it's 1 times 9, and 3 times 3, which can give up negative 6. Of course, it's this. Come on. And then now we say x squared minus 3x minus 3x plus 9. So I did the long way. And of course, this 8 minus 9 is going to give us negative 1, which is our k. Alright, so now we factorize, so it's x into that is x minus 3. By the way, this was a very easy one compared to some of them. And then x minus 3. So in the end, we're going to get x minus 3. I did this the wrong way, guys. So please forgive me. X minus 3. So if you want to put it in the form, here going to be 1. So it's 1 for the coefficient of 1. And then you have, give me some space. So we have x minus 3 squared minus 1. So answer, we get it in that form. And of course, we would have known that based upon the graph up there. So already the graph is already tell us that it's 3, -1, right? The minimum turning point. As you take the positive, you take the minus of this, which is +3 and 1, which is h. This is h and this is a. So we have seen that on the graph already. So I'm not sure what they did this year, because you would have known the minimum turning point already, and they're basically telling you to put it in the form. So you would have known already. So I don't think this was a very smart question this year, because if you already calculate it, you would have known it already, because it was given up there, so the minimum turning point. So if you go down here, so I ask if we do this now, it never makes sense. Alright, it's on the same axis. God, man, I'm gonna do this now. It says graph the straight line. Oh, I'm gonna work out the coordinates though. So it's from 0 to 6, right? So when x is 0, we're gonna get -2. So it's we're gonna plot 0, -2. And a 1, so it's gonna be 1 minus 2, that equal to -1. So that means +1 works out to -1. And I continue like that on your graph. It's a 2 minus 2, which work out to 0. So you have got 2, 0. Was it from 1? Was it to 6? I think it was to 6, you know. So 3 minus 1, which is 3 minus 2 rather, which is 1. So 3 work out to 1. So you have got these on the graph, guys. I'm not gonna do it, but you guys are showing you how you do it. These don't allow me to do graph properly. I don't want to bend up line. So this would work out to 2. So that means that 4 work out to 2. And then now 5 minus 2, which is 3. So 5 work out. And I could try it though. I could try it that way. And then for the last one, 6 minus 2, which is 4. So I need to record these and go to go try it. So this 6 work out to what? 6 minus 2, which is 4. So 6, 4. So let me try it. 0, -4. Right, then this one I go back up and know them. So it's 0, -2, 1, -1, 2, 0, 3, 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, and 6, 4. Let's see what one on the graph. So from 0 to 6, right? So we have got the same thing from 0 to 6. Alright, so I had gotten x when x is 0, y was -2. So we know that when x is 0, it's going to fall on the y-axis. So this is our first point. -2, 0, -2 rather. The next one is 1, 1. So this could be the next one. The next one was 2, 0. So it's right here. This and this. See, line I got straight already, but we can't draw a straight line. That's my problem. Next one, 3, 1, which is right here. Guys, just go and support my channel so I can buy up the equipment. Then 4, 2, and what? 5, 3, right here. So from this, you can actually see the solution, and then you have 6. So 6, 4. So 4, 6, 4. Hold on. Right. That's not a part of the entire sum. So what I'm gonna try to draw it, guys. I don't like drawing a lean line. Alright, let's go. Let's see. I need a software. Anybody can recommend a software to do the graphs? I am fascinated by graphs. However, I can't do them so wonderful. But this is actually doing good. White. 6, 4. A 5 that man. 6 going 4. Can't rub off the line. Can't. Right, it's a real line. Can't. I don't want to go rub this and then it's that one. So we can rub off the part there. Shoot! Yeah. So boom, 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 boom. So this is the solution, right? Right here will be a solution. So on this, y is 0, so 2. Alright, so that's a part of the solution. I know they're gonna ask something about the solution, but anyway, that's how we draw it. Alright. Let's go down now. It says, oh, yeah, so we had completed this, so we'd have gotten 3 marks to draw that. You know, I said I wasn't gonna do it, but I ended up doing it. Alright, and for this one, it says, solve the solution for x squared minus 6x. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're just gonna equate these two equations. We're gonna do it shortly, alright? So we have x squared minus 6x plus 8 equal to x minus 2. So guess what, guys? You're gonna equate them, right? So we have x squared. So I'll group them also minus 6x. So this is a positive 6, so we're gonna subtract 6. X rather. This is a plus 8. Oh, this is a negative 2, so we're gonna take it, it's gonna be a plus 2, and that must equal to 0. So I'm gonna tidy up now. So we have x squared minus 7x, both of them negative, so we can add them, and then 8 plus 2, 10. So all we have to do is just factorize this, and that will give us our solution. Also, the solution is up here on the graph. So where the two lines cut the curved graph, that's the solution. I'm going to work it out. So we're going to factorize, so it's 10 a times c, which gives us 10x squared. Guys, forgive me if I don't explain every single thing, because it's actually exam we are prepared for. We should know them already. That if I don't care anything about it. I want to go through as many as possible before I have to go. So we have x squared. It's going to be minus 2x and the minus, because only 2 negative can add give us 7, and we'll multiply give us positive 10. Alright, so now that we established that, we solve it. As I say, it's already up there. Solution is already on the graph. So even if you never know, you could have look on the graph and kind of know. So this will be x, and then we have x minus 2. And then we have minus, as the highest number can go into 5 and 10, which is 5. Negative into that give us x minus 2. What was 0? Oh no, we have to solve it. Alright. And then now we get x minus 2 and x minus 5. Remember, them equal 0, so that means that when x minus 2 is equal to 0, then x is going to equal to positive 2. And then x minus 5 is equal to 0, x is going to equal to positive 5. I know it was 2 and 0, but let me see if it was 5 on the graph. So I'm going to go back up on the graph just to see if it was 5. It touched it at 5, I don't remember. But this was 5 3, so it cut it at 5 3. The x values will be 2 and 3. Alright, let's go, guys, let's go. Here's a bearing question. A ship travels from A on a bearing of 30 degrees to Belleville, B, 90 kilometers away. It then travels to Compton, which is 310 kilometers due east. As shown in the diagram below. Indicate the diagram and the bearing, so we're supposed to put in the numbers for it. Alright, so the first thing says from A to B and a bearing of 30. So that means right here should be. See, bearing, guys, you normally put a 0 in there. This distance is 90 kilometers. So let's put in that. And then say it then travels to Compton, C, 310 kilometers away. So this now will be 310 kilometers. And of course, this is 90. So this distance was 90 kilometers away. Alright, so then so we put in all of that, so put in that. I would have gotten 2 marks for that. 30 and the 90. Now it says calculate the nearest distance from calculate to the nearest kilometers the distance between Belleville and Compton. So you want this right here, right? So let's see how we could find that. What if we use the cosine rule? Since we know that this distance, all we have to do was to just find this angle right here, and that will give us it, right? If we use the cosine rule, because we use cosine rule when we have two known angles, two known sides and an angle. So once you figure out this angle right here, then we can figure it out, alright? That's alright, that's all I want. Alright, so that means that this angle is 60. That's all of this are 90. Alright, so we could use the cosine rule. Alright, so the cosine rule says square the two lengths. So it's 90 squared. Why didn't give them big number here though? Plus 310 squared minus 2 times the same two lengths, which is 90 and 310. I always tell my students put this part in bracket and go part here. Alright, and cos 60 degrees, which is the angle in the middle. So this is the cosine rule. I could put things 9981. Why don't give them big number to do? I don't understand that. So 8,100 plus. Guys, bear with me. I don't know why 6 give them big number. I think it's a principle that I look for. 96100. 96100. Alright, so work out this part now. 2 times 90 times 310. 55800. 55800. Please stress. 5. And of course, guys, I'm using my calculator. So now cos 60 is equal to 0.5. Work it down now. Remember, this is, we call it BC square, we find it. So we have to add this now, so it's going to be 8,100 plus 96100. Right, that's work out. Why is such a big number? I don't understand. Think of the principle, man. 104, 200. Alright, so we're going to multiply this first, find that first, and then we subtract. So it's 55,800 times 0.5 equals out to 27,900. Numbers are too big, man. Come on. Think of the principle you are test for. So it will be 104, 200 minus 27,900. It works out to 76,300. Alright, so what it is now, we need to find the square root of this. Punch it in a calculator again, and that will give us the length from here to here. 76,300. The square root of 76,300. That works out to 276. I get 276. 276. I get 276.22. So it's 276.22. Oh, you said in years kilometer. So that means it's a 276, alright? So it's 276. I don't know why though they would do such a thing. But just 2 marks. Come on, see, you can do get 2 marks for all of this. And the numbers are so big. Let's put that on the graph. 276. Come on, they can do better. They can do better. If you ever use the cosine rule, right, let's see what they ask. And they say calculate the nearest measure ABC, angle ABC. Lord, let us stress. ABC, ABC. So what they want? ABC. They want this angle right here. Alright, I'm praying the cosine and the sine rules. Since I know the length of this is 310, right? I know the length of this is 310, and this is opposite to this. I know this angle and this. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the sine rule to find that angle. Should be very easy from there. I need to small it up because I need the details. So let me just match it up first, and then we can match it up. Get it, guys? Match it up first, then match it up. And this is another 2 mark. Alright, so big it up back. So this one, it will be 310 upon, we don't know the angle, so we're just gonna say sine theta. And that must be equal to, what's the length? 276 upon the angle right here. So that's how we are doing, right? So this is our sin 60. So now that we have all the details, let me big it up on. I don't know it already. Alright, so now we big it up and solve it. So we just cross multiply, so it's sin 60 times 310 cross multiply, alright, equal to 276 times sin whatever. So to know, so if we get rid of this, we get rid of sin theta by itself, we divide by 276. So now come at the calculator to do the trick now. So sin 60 are going to equal 0.5. So 0.5 times 310, that gives us 155. So right here, this work out to, let's put it up here, so 155 over 276. So 155 divided by 276, which works out to 0.5. So this part works out to 0.5615. Alright, let's have a use that. So I'm gonna use the calculator now. Press shift sin 0.56159 equal 34. So for that part, my calculator is giving me 34. Sin 60 times 3. Calculator, I hope it will give me the right figure, guys. Watch it out. 310 times sin 60 that should actually be 268. How many get this? Sin 60 and 0.5. Hold on. Sin 60. Sin 60 and 0.866. You know, I'm calculate earlier. Bruh. It's not 0.5. So this now gonna be this, guys. I think on cost. It's wrong. The figure here wrong. So it should have been. Let me punch it on the calculator. Otherwise. Oh boy. That can be so stressing sometimes. So when I work it in my calculator, it's not that. Alright, so let me see now. So sin 60 times 3. Actually 268. Alright, so that was the error. I was thinking sin 30. Let me get the 0.5. Now lose it, guys. Alright, so this work out to 0.9719. So now, do you see him shift something? I have a see this. Sin -1 0.971. Alright. Punch in a calculator now. Let me do that again. Shift sin 0.971. So that works out to 76. It's actually 76 degrees. So 76 degrees. Did they say to the nearest? So we get 76 for that. However, that's still looks 100. This was the issue is. Allow that, guys. So that works out to 76. That's cool. I try to make sense to this. Alright, so right I up in 150. Control we get this that is 76. So this is 60 plus 76. 136 minus 150. So right here should be 44. This looks like 76. So unless they want us to take away this from 180. So I'm going this is as 104. This is all the diagram is set up. And this is an acute angle. Right guys, we can give one, try giving one 10 more minutes. So that's 104. Alright, so I said the matrix T is equal to C0, 0D maps on the point P2, 3 onto the point 2, 3, determine the values of C and D. Alright, so all we're doing is just literally just multiplying. So we have C0, 0D, and they say it maps the point 2, 3, so P is this. And it gives us the 2, -3. Alright, so boom. So I'm going to do a little multiplying, and that will give us our answer. So C times row by column, right? So C times 2, so that's 2C. 0 times that 0, so that equals to 2. So already we can say C is going to be 1. Alright, for this one now, 0 times 2, that is 0. D times that 3D. And that must equal to -3. So all we have to do now is to say boom, find C. So C is equal to 2C equal to indicates that this now C is equal to 1. Alright, so CR1, and because it's a 3D, we divide by 3. So that's a -1. So I say now, determine the image. So these are the objects. Alright, so that one here works out to 1 and -1. We know that, so we can now use that to get the image -5, 4. So we know that this now T is equal to this. Just make a note of that. 1, 0, 0, -1. Alright, cool. So on to the next one now. So we're going to multiply using this matrix T, and this was a -5, 4. So we know that it's gonna be row by column 1 5 1 5 negative 5, and that's a 0, and then 0 times that a 0, negative 4 times 1, negative 4. So the image negative 5, negative 4. That is it. And we have gotten an additional 1 more. So that is negative 5, negative. Alright, so I forgot run now, but big up everybody who support my channel. So I been to appreciate all of you. Have a class on team. That's it. A few more minutes. So describe fully the transformation of T. That will be, let me see. There will be a reflection in the x-axis. I have a video on this, guys. You guys can check out that, alright? And transformation, multiple choice, and so on. Alright, so for those who want to link me up, send me number here. Definitely we'll catch you guys on another video. Appreciate you all for watching. More life, more strength, everything, guys. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Give up on the mothers from me and team. Alright. I've class now, so never run. But big up everybody. Thanks for coming. Appreciate you all. Alright. I'm out, no doubt. See you guys in another video.